Wiring is much easier with DCC. The larger, more complex layouts will still require a fair amount of wiring and will be complex. However, it should be far less complex and much easier than wiring the equivalent layout with an analog system. DCC provides a more accurate signal and is more open for expansion to future technologies. DCC is easier to upgrade. For many, it is the ability to run more than one train operation on the same track that is the big attraction. Apart from running multiple trains at once with start and stop functions using a remote control, there are added possibilities such as remote sound activation, even smoke if desired, braking, crossing guards, lights, etc. The possibilities are only limited by your wallet and perhaps your imagination. However, to counter that, some folks believe DCC operation is taking away what the hobby is all about, i.e., operating a train, changing the signals, and throwing the switches, etc. DC is perhaps more hands-on. Others claim DCC uses more power, can burn out non-DCC locomotors, and costs more to set up. But to counter that, you could argue, the system is much more flexible than the old power pack and block systems. Many in the hobby use both and reckon the costs are comparable when you sit down and work it out. As a rule, there are less but more expensive components with DCC, whereas analog systems generally require more but less costly components which can be purchased progressively over time. So whether you decide to use one system or the other, it is really your decision based on what you want your layout to be like. You'll probably be doing most of the train operation, so do what you personally prefer and have fun.